Welcome inside the State Champs Network studios for the first show to kick off the State Champs Network's 2020-2021 school year. I'm Lauren Plant, and this is the inaugural episode of the State Champs Scout Show. We're covering the tri-state area of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, and bringing you an entire year of the latest in recruiting news from a variety of high school sports. The State Champs Scout Show is proudly presented by Lawrence Technological University. With over 100 degree programs and 20-plus varsity NAIA sports offered at Lawrence Tech, it's rated one of the highest universities in the Midwest when it comes to return on investment. Check it out at ltu.edu and recruit yourself at LTUathletics.com. On with the show.
I'm Alan True, and here's the latest on what's happening in Ohio. Marysville linebacker Gabe Powers, widely considered the top rising junior football recruit in the state, made his college decision recently, committing to Ohio State. The 6'4", 220-pound Powers chose the Buckeyes over 17 other scholarship offers, including Big Ten foes Michigan and Penn State. He is a 4-star and a national top 50 prospect on the 24/7 Sports composite. With cornerback Jair Brown moving from Louisiana to Ohio for his junior year, the Buckeyes now have all 4 of their verbal commitments in the 2022 class from the state of Ohio. Penn State was able to secure a 2022 recruit for themselves out of Ohio, though, in Westerville South's Caden Saunders, an exciting wide receiver and kick returner who's been a playmaker on the varsity since his freshman season. Saunders chose the Nittany Lions over Notre Dame, Michigan, Arizona State, and others. One of the state's top uncommitted members of that loaded 2022 class is Jabron Payne, Cincinnati LaSalle's talented running back. Payne was offered a scholarship by Notre Dame at the end of July, and the Irish add another heavy hitter to his offer list. Prior to that offer, Payne had already narrowed his schools down to 10: Alabama, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan, Northwestern, Penn State, Pittsburgh, West Virginia, and Wisconsin, but the Irish now become a factor in his recruitment, and Payne is still open to other schools who may offer. Switching over to the basketball court, Jalen Billingsley of Lutheran East in Cleveland gave his verbal commitment to Georgetown. A 6'7", 195-pound power forward, he chose the Hoyas over Dayton, Arizona State, Penn State, Temple, and more. Billingsley averaged 17.4 points and 13 rebounds a game as a junior. That's the latest from Ohio. I'm Alan True.
I'm Lauren Plant, and in Michigan, when Belleville's 5-star defensive tackle Damon Payne picked Alabama last week, it was a bit of an oddity. Not because anyone thought Payne didn't belong. Nearly 6'4" and 300 pounds, he's one of the top recruits in Alabama's class, regardless of which scouting service you look at. It's just rare when the Crimson Tide dip into the Midwest for talent. Among the 227 enrollees over its previous 10 recruiting classes dating back to 2011, the Crimson Tide have tabbed just 9 recruits from the Midwest, 5 of those from Ohio, and none from Michigan. By comparison, and with just 14% of Michigan's population, the Tide have taken 4 players from Washington, D.C. in that same span. The next big player to come off the board in the state of Michigan's loaded class of 2021 could be another of the players sure to make the preseason field for the State Champs Anvil Award, the award for the state's top lineman. Talking about Clarkston's Rocco Spindler. The 6'4", 315-pound 4-star offensive and defensive lineman has narrowed his field to a top 4 of Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Penn State. When Spindler makes his commitment the evening of August 8th, that will leave just 2 uncommitted players in the top 10 of Michigan's class of 2021. West Bloomfield's Donovan Edwards and Oak Park's Rayshawn Benny, and just 3 uncommitted in the top 25 when you include Grand Rapids Catholic Central's Jace Williams. When Michigan grabbed a commitment last Friday from East Lansing High School's Andrell Anthony, the state's top wideout in the 2021 class, it was more than just a recruiting coup of digging a gem out of the backyard of its rival. Especially with teammate Ethan Boyne headed there, Michigan State had been presumed to be Anthony's frontrunner for much of his recruitment. But Michigan made up ground late in the process, particularly when Mel Tucker's new staff at MSU were unable to meet with Anthony face-to-face to seal the deal, because of this year's interminable dead period. It could also signal a run on in-state players headed to the Wolverines. Anthony gave Michigan a third player in the top 13 in the class, and they currently are among the frontrunners for Donovan Edwards, Rayshawn Benny, and Rocco Spindler. Landing just 2 of those 3 would give Michigan half of the top 6 in the class and 5 of the top 13. In other scout team news around the Wolverine State, in girls basketball, the recruiting for Grass Lake 2022 guard Lexus Bargesser has gone bananas in July. After an outstanding showing with her Michigan Premier AAU squad at the U.S. Junior Nationals in Indiana, she picked up offers from Illinois State, Providence, Butler, Kent State, Xavier, Cleveland State, and Illinois. A week later, she picked up offers from Boston College, Miami of Ohio, then closed out the month with bids from West Virginia, Marquette, and Virginia Tech. Bargesser got her first offer as a sophomore from Grand Valley, where teammate Aubrey Cabana is committed. That's what's happening in Michigan. I'm Lauren Plant.
I'm Scott Bernstein, and this is what's happening in Indiana. Brownsburg senior offensive lineman Josh Sayles committed to IU over the weekend. Sayles is one of the best offensive tackles in the whole Midwest region. 6'6", 285 pounds. He's a mauler, a road grader. Excellent footwork, great technique, and superior jump off the snap. He chose IU over Purdue, Michigan State, Illinois, Nebraska, Maryland, and Missouri. He had an offer from Kansas, where his quarterback, Ben Easters, is headed. Now let's move over to quarterback Brady Allen from Gibson Southern. The junior signal caller committed to Purdue last week. 6'5", 200 pounds, in my opinion, is the best overall signal caller prospect in the entire state. Got a rocket launcher of an arm, marvelous composure and command in the huddle, and has the field vision of a Power 5 starter. I love his lightning-fast trigger and his smooth release. Over the last 2 years, he's thrown for over 5,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. He picked Purdue over Indiana and Wisconsin. In boys hoops news, the air raid sirens are ready to roll like thunder off the Florida coast. Hoosierland's mad bomber, Blackbird gunner Luke Brown, the most prolific scorer in the state, has committed to Stetson, the small Division I school from Florida that competes out of the Atlantic Sun Conference. The quick-on-the-draw 6'2" combo guard chose Stetson over Ball State, Indiana State, Kent State, Miami of Ohio, Lehigh, and UW-Milwaukee. He's in the hunt to become the IHSAA's all-time leading scorer. He's 1,000 points right now shy of Damon Bailey, Mr. Basketball back in 1990. He's averaged 33 points a game the last 2 years. That's the latest from Indiana. This is Scott Bernstein.
State Champs Scout Show is proudly presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare.